Feeling Terrific, the podcast about mindset, different perspectives, and talks with interesting people. Hi, my name is Christian Ter. I'm a recruiter in the IT industry. Glad that you're here and a warm welcome.
Welcome to a new episode. Today you would think why is the setting different? Indeed, I'm not at home. I'm not doing it in my usual setup. And the reason for that I will explain to you later. But today I would like to talk to you in regards to what are my learnings, findings, how am I feeling after doing this podcast for almost a month now, a little bit more. And glad that you're here, and let's dig deep into it. So maybe to, not maybe, but when I thought about it in regards to doing a podcast and how do I start, how do I prepare, etc. I think it would have made more sense if I would have used probably 1 month or so in regards to really prepare myself, not just when it comes to the topic, but also how do I set up myself for success in regards to the camera, to the microphone, to the systems which would help me. But more importantly, I would say, the combined also maybe with the time management in regards to what are the steps I have to take in order to be prepared for day one with my topics. So this would have been a game changer, I think. Although I must say, I'm quite a spontaneous person. So this kind of project management is also something which I'm still developing, and the podcast is the perfect project for that, I would say. And I thought about doing a podcast for a long time. I think 4 months, 5 months, something like that. And what was the key that I did it at the end is definitely the fact that I think I was bored when it comes to just thinking about it and making thoughts, etc. And I just did it. And I know that it's not perfect, right? So it's a ongoing development, evolvement of the podcast, etc., and also of about myself. But this was, I think this is really the key. Just doing it, not thinking about it, how it might be received because it's not perfect, etc., etc. And I mean, it sounds a little bit stupid, but don't care, kind of. I think this takes or took the pressure from me in regards to what other people might think, and just really focus on myself. I think having this clarity was really helpful. And I already mentioned it also in regards to time management. So obviously the podcast is a side project, and I have a full-time job as a recruiter, which I do love working in service now, by the way. Combining this also with the social life also is kind of difficult. And I already mentioned it when I started this episode. Today there's a different setting, a different environment, and I'm currently not at home. I'm indeed at the office in where I work, basically. And I really have to work on my time management when it comes combining all those three areas. And today is Friday, the 2nd of December. So it's not pre-recorded. It's kind of a live episode. So but let's see how I will develop my time management skills in the future, hopefully in a better way. What I also learned is when it comes to, I mean, the last episode was with Annika, which I really enjoyed. Thank you again, by the way. It was really great talking to you. How do I prepare myself for such a conversation, for such an interview, right? I mean, obviously, in my daily job, I also do research on the people I'm going to talk to. But this did have kind of a different feeling, to be honest. It was a little bit, it was just different. And but it was also a lot of fun in regards to digging much more deeper, I would say, into it in regards to the background of the person, in regards how this person thinks, using LinkedIn, using any other information I could get in order to be best prepared, basically. So maybe a journalism study would have helped, but yeah, I don't have it, so let's try it in another way. The last thing I would mention is also when it comes to LinkedIn, right? So I am truly convinced that LinkedIn is a very helpful platform, which you just have to embrace, right? So for example, when you have a look at my LinkedIn profile, when I started at ServiceNow, I used it, somehow. Then there was a time where I didn't use it, and the reason for that was basically because I wasn't really confident with myself, kind of, because I'm also convinced when it comes to personal development, without such a curve, personal development isn't possible, right? And I had a time indeed at ServiceNow where I was having kind of a low, and I'm happy about it because I learned of it, and I'm out of it. And now I'm having much more confidence as in the beginning. And this helps me also to embrace, for example, LinkedIn in a different way. And I think this self-reflection part in regards to personal development, I think I already mentioned it in a previous episode, is key. So I highly recommend having the skill of self-reflection, but that's another thing. Coming back to the topic I talk to you about today, so to summarize it, again, I already mentioned it, the thing was just doing it. That was the key for starting this podcast. And I think this will be also the key for having further success, whatever success would mean, right? But having also further success with doing the podcast, with personal development, with time management, with project management, with doing research on the people I am going to interview, and so on. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for listening and tuning in.
I hope you took something out of this episode, and if not, let's try next time. Thank you for tuning in and speak soon. And if you have any feedback, let me know in the comments. Stay true to yourself and have a terrific weekend. Your city.